What's your sense of it?
Everything's racist, right? Everything's Nazi. Everything. It's just how this just goes going on for decades. It just gets old. And when Trump talks about that, I look at liberals every day, every night they go to bed angry, and every morning they wake up angry. And it's like, what can I be pissed off about today? And this is something I want to jump on them for, because reality is every country has good things. Every country's had bad things. Every single country. Why not in the museum? You can have what they got in there, but why not? What he said. Why don't you put things that make America great? Make America the country everybody wants to come to. Mm-hmm. And you just get bashed for that. It doesn't matter what Trump says or does. I posted on my X account. I said, if Trump said air is beautiful and a wonderful big thing, they would start suffocating themselves. This is what they do.
So one of the lines that stuck out to me is how bad slavery was, right? And I would push back on that and say how bad slavery is, because slavery is still practiced in Africa, still practiced all over the Middle East. Yeah. And it is a bad thing. But one of the things that they're leaving out is there is no slavery in the United States. No. There is no slavery. Well, arguably the 14th Amendment made it okay to enslave people if they go through the court system. But chattel slavery has been ended. There's no slavery in Europe. And it was the British that actually ended slavery
before we did. For
the United States, around the world. And that kind of that truth, that honest fact that the British were the first in human history to end slavery, because slavery was practiced, by all human beings. Stop. Slavery was practiced by all human beings. The fact that the British were the first to end it, is never mentioned in any of the major...
the early 1800s, I believe they abolished it but way before we did. It took us a war and 600,000 deaths before we abolished it. But you can still talk about the sex trade, though. That is a form of slavery. There's no question there. But that's not what this issue was about.
But in the United States, if you are found to have trafficked people, we arrest you. We throw you in jail. Yep. We free the people that were being trafficked. So the way that they cast the United States in places like the Smithsonian, and we went over a little bit of this the other day about the way that white privilege or what whiteness is and stuff. The way they cast people is actually counterfactual, because they don't talk about the fact that white people were the first people to end slavery, the British, that they went around the world and didn't just end it in one place. They ended it in the whole British Empire. And they, a lot of people died doing it. They fought. There was a lot of fighting over it. So I think that it's totally unfair to cast the United States as some unique evil. Tate, do you think that this is something that is going to resonate with Americans? Or do you think that it's something that is going to set Americans in set them up and make them to get all up in arms?
Well, I mean, I think Western governments, broadly speaking, the US, the UK, France, their entire history curriculum is just meant to demoralize their own people. Because if you go, I've been to a lot of countries. I've been to Qatar, been to Kenya, South Africa, Israel, Japan, and I always love going to the national museums in these countries because they're proud of their heritage and they're proud of what their people have accomplished, and the entire museum is just filled with their highlights. It's like their highlight reel. But then you go to the Smithsonian, or you go to the British Museum in London, or you go to the National Museum in France, and every exhibit that they have there is just pre-built with an entire paragraph, like a Star Wars crawl style apology for everything that's you're about to see in this exhibit.
Land acknowledgments and the like.
Yeah, so if you're like a little 5-year-old in Washington, D.C., or visiting Washington, D.C., from the heartland, or if you're from England, visiting London, going to your National Museum, and you just see an apology before every single exhibit, that's gonna set in your mind early that, oh, I'm evil, my country is evil, my people are evil, and people around the world outside of the West do not have that problem.
Elad, do you think that it's a bad thing to cast your own country in a positive light, considering the fact that every country does country things, right? Nations do nation state things, and sometimes those things are not good for other nation states or other people. But do you think that it's a bad thing to cast your own country in a positive light, or do you think that you should actually be as critical of your own country as you possibly can be?
I think you should be fair and call balls balls and strikes strikes. I believe the president's greater point here is that the Smithsonian institutions are choosing to focus on the worst things about our country and not focus on I think this is a battle of greater narratives. Are we a country founded based on white supremacy, supremacy and that our founders are irredeemably bad? Or is our country about overcoming and trying to live up to the values in our Constitution, about how we overcame slavery, how we liberated Europe, how we acted as a bulwark against communism? Or should we focus on all of our country's shortcomings and believe that our country is irredeemable because of them?
Have we really acted as a bulwark against communism?
I definitely believe so.
For a while we did, not lately.
I mean, depending on who you ask, but
Fair.
And I think it depends on whose values you ask, because I think people like those in the Libertarian Institute don't act as a bulwark against communism, but I believe people like Trump and the Trump administration manifestly do. I think that's the greater point here. What are the values we choose to focus on? Having said all that, I will say the Black History Museum is a blemish on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. Yeah. Just architecturally, that is. It's an ugly building. It's like an ugly brown, if you guys wanted to pull up a picture of it, it doesn't fit in with the architecture of the rest of the National Mall. But I don't think that's what Trump was talking about here.
It's like a Toblerone.
Do you guys know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, it looks like the couple Toblerone bars stacked on top of each other.
It seems to be very out of place.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.